out there.
Hey, there he is.
Hey, there he is. Hey, that was an impromptu intro jam there.
Yeah, and it was sparked by some inspiration off camera.
Yeah, which was, you know, it's like a...
Probably better lapels were off.
Yeah, the master of the streets. And
Yeah.
remember, we still got these, so everything you said will be recorded into these lovely Neumann KM184. Welcome to Acoustic Parodies here on Andertons TV. I'm Peter.
I'm Ariel.
And today...
What's up?
Today! What's up? Today we are going to be masters of the street, don't you know?
Yep.
Because we have got the new Martin Streetmaster guitars in the house.
Come on.
These are really cool, man.
These are really cool.
These are really cool.
I like how they look and feel.
And feel.
And sound.
And sound. So, right, most of you looking out there, if you typed into YouTube Martin Streetmaster, you probably already know. You might have got some other search results up of something that you might not want to look at because it might be not what you're searching for. So these guitars are like a, what can we say, like a relic kind of old, made to look old.
Like a rustic.
Yes, that's it. But because these are actually the 15 series that Martin has made for a long time, and these guitars have been very, very popular. So those are all solid. So the 15 series solid mahogany. They go back to like way before like wartime, where people couldn't get a lot to, you know, there's not, as you can see, it's a very, very simple layout of the guitar.
Yeah.
Solid mahogany back and sides, Rosewood Fingerboard and bridge, drop-in saddles here, you know. Everything is lovely. But these have then been made to look like a little bit sort of like they've been on the street and they've been the master of the street.
Yeah, the idea is that it's the same specs as the standard models.
Yeah.
But it's got this distressed satin finish.
Yes.
So they wanted to make a guitar that looked like it's seen some serious road time.
This and
been distressed on the road or on the street.
Yeah.
I'm hitting the street. No one really says that when they're going on tour. Yeah, you're a street dog.
When I come back, I'm going to be the master.
Kind of has a different meaning usually. I think these look great though. I mean, love them or hate them. I think we talked about this before, and I always end up talking about it. Like, people hate on relics. People love them. I love them.
Yeah, it's a Marmite situation.
If it plays good and feels good and makes you happy and sounds good, then
I mean, those. So the 15 has been, as I said, mentioned. They are the Martin guitars. I mean, they've been around since 1833. So when you look at the Martin logo up here, it says 1833, and that's when they basically set up. They've been around before. The first generation of Martin, he started in Martinkirchen in Germany, where he made guitars, where he studied with Johann Stauffer and learned how to make guitars back in the day. I mean, this is like 200 years ago, back in the late 1700s. And 1833 was when he went to America, to New York, set sail over there with his wife and his daughter, or his kid, I can't remember, it was a boy or girl, and basically set up a shop in New York. Yeah. And started making these guitars in like collaboration for other people. So if you find the guitars back from then, it would be like Martin and somebody else, and when he started, I'm just going to ramble on about this because it's quite cool.
Yeah, it's good.
When he then started doing some collab with Ditson Company, that's when the first sort of big dreadnought kind of shape was born. But that was all attached to the 12 fret. So all modern guitars now, that came in later on in the 1930s, early there, maybe about 20s, where Perry Bechtel, I believe. He was a banjo player. He played guitars in these orchestras. Now orchestras then were like 10 mandolins and banjos. Can you imagine? I mean, one banjo and one mandolin at the same time can be quite loud. But he wanted to play guitar with these bands, and they were all short scale guitars, parlor guitars, you know, with not very big boxes, and all of the bracing inside was all like not really made to punch the sound out. Right. So he went to Martin and said, "Can you build me a guitar that can be louder? So, you know, and longer, like my banjo kind of thing." So they basically moved the body back to the 14th fret, and then they created the orchestra model because he played with orchestras. And that's how that whole thing came about, and that's how we know the guitar today with the 14th fret neck joint and the orchestra model. And then that was in the late 1920s, and then they brought in because they wanted more sound, when everybody thought that, you know, that was this shape, basically, the triple O shape, that was that shape. Then people wanted more sound, so they sort of incorporated this big dreadnought.
The dreadnought shape.
Yeah, which is named after a battleship. I love my Martin guitars. I really think it's
Me too.
For the history, that is what, you know, they've been in Nazareth in Pennsylvania since, you know, since forever, where they moved to.
Since dinosaurs.
Yeah, since dinosaurs.
Bottom line is, when I think
Dreadnoughts and Rex.
Cute.
Anyway, long story short.
When I think of acoustic guitars, and I think when most people think, like, you know, when people think of electric guitars, they think Fender, Gibson.
Yeah.
Acoustic guitars,
it's Martin. For me, yeah.
Always, for me too.
Martin.
It's just the shape, like we just talked about in another video. It's like,
draw
me an acoustic guitar, someone is going to draw that.
They'll draw this shape.
Yeah.
Anyway, you can see it's got these edge gears, tuners and everything, but hey man, how does it sound over there? What have you got? You've got the
the triple O version here, the orchestra model. Why don't we hear it?
Yeah, man. Now play the same on this one, please.
Okay.
Because then you'll be able to hear the difference in these two size guitars.
Here we go.
Like it, don't you?
I like it.
I mean, these guitars, you can. There is a sound, like Martin has just got this sound.
Yeah, it's like a Strat or a Les Paul. It's like it has a sound.
A Strat just, you know, even though somebody makes a copy of a Strat and you play it, it just doesn't sound the same. There's something weird about it, and it's the same with the Martin guitars. It's the same thing. I mean, so the specs on these guitars, you've got non-scallop bracing inside, which means that the bracing looks a bit like this. So one of these here. So what happens is when it's non-scalloped, you've got bracing. X bracing means that inside the guitar, it's got an X like this. Boom. And then you've got bracing up here, as you can see, and then there's a top brace under here, and then it'll have some wings that goes either that way or that way. I'm not completely sure which way it goes. Now those things can be scalloped, boom, where they cut them in. They can be different width like this, which all means that the top of the guitar will flex in a different way. They're all spruce scalloped.
Just say one thing there about X brace, just if it makes it easier to understand. Typically, when you hear a guitar like an OM or a triple O or a dreadnought, just like a standard sounding acoustic guitar, that is typically X braced.
Yeah.
And then when you hear ladder braced, like That's when you're listening to like a kind of an old Stella parlor guitar. It's got that older, throatier kind of sound. Those are typically ladder braced.
A fan, right? It might be a fan. But there's different kind of I mean, these guitars have both got like the simple dovetail neck joint, which also means that we've got them here, but it means that when it's attached, there's like a little triangle shape like that, and then the neck is cut so it fits in. Now these guitars will literally go, the neck, somebody will make the neck and then mark it up, and the neck, the little the block that sits in here will be made at the same time as the neck. Now that will then go that way in the factory, and the neck will go the other way, and then have a little mark on it. And as they go around, that will become the body, and the neck will be made as the neck, right? And then they'll meet at the end, and the last thing to do, literally glue it and go and hammer it in, boom, like that, and that's it. Because there might be a little fit, but that's how they do them. That's the dovetail neck joint. It's the best way of attaching the neck to the body. I said earlier that this was rosewood, but it's actually not, because I'm just reading out here, it says catalogs. Now catalogs, I don't know what that is. I was just looking at it. Catalogs. Anybody knows what
let us know in the comments.
It looks a bit like, what's the other wood that we've had used on the guitars recently? Palfaro. Yeah, it looks a bit like that. Maybe it's a sort of Palfaro.
The Palfaro thing, yeah.
But as you know, the whole rosewood thing, it might just be why they're going, hey, you know, maybe we shouldn't put that on because it's too difficult to ship in and out of countries and you have to have certificates. I mean, I think I've got an O15M, which is a much smaller bodied solid mahogany, and I think, this is just me thinking out loud, I think mahogany would be next on that list. So if you want one of these guitars, a simple kind of Martin guitar where you get the whole solid mahogany feeling going on, I think you should really get them now, because it's going to be the same with rosewood. It's going to get that certificate, and if you want to sell it on to somebody else, you're going to have to get a new certificate and apply for all that stuff. It's
such a process now.
It's complicated. Thank you very much, furniture manufacturers. If any of you are watching out there, thanks.
Thank you.
For this little piece of wood here, now we have to go through all of that stuff.
Making wood great again.
Let's make wood great
under circumstances. Making wood continue to be.
Anyway, we're rambling now, man. We're rambling. We need to hear some more of these lovely guitars.
Let's hear a little bit of peatness.
Yes, I'll just use this nylon pick because I prefer nylon picks because you get this nice. You get that nice.
Give me the same.
Just gonna try to play the same. I probably can't remember what I played. I mean,
big difference.
Big difference. So you can hear when I'm moving the pick. Check that out, man. That's insane.
And the dreadnought too just has so much more bass.
Yes, you know? I mean, and mahogany is kind of a thing. Weirdly, I know all this tone wood, but I mean, for me, like mahogany is much more defined in the sounds, lower, higher kind of thing. Play softly, you go. I mean, there's
balanced.
so much.
It's really balanced.
It's very balanced.
Right where I'm
sound,
sitting here, like when you're playing, it's like you have a compressor on it almost. I mean, part of it is you're playing, but and your just sense of dynamics is really good. But it's just the louds are kind of around here, and the quiets don't dip too far down. It's all kind of balanced.
But it's the sound is the same.
I love that.
I mean, it's really.
Like I don't have to, when you play quiet, I don't have to be like.
Yeah, it comes out.
I can hear you just as well.
I mean, there's something about a Martin. I'm really sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. Hashtag
sorry, not sorry.
I mean, there's something about Martin guitars
that I
really like.
So good.
And as Diane once said, Diane Poncho that worked for Martin, this is the worst it's ever gonna sound. Because what she means there is that, like, you get it, right? You get it. So you pick up a Martin guitar in the shop, I mean, that's the worst it's ever going to sound. And the cool thing about Martin, these are about 1,400 quid, 1,500 quid with a soft bag. But the cool thing about it, you can still get like a Martin guitar, you know, with the HPL back and sides and all this sort of stuff, for about £500-600. So you can get in and you can get this tone.
You don't have to spend 4,000.
You don't have to spend 4,000. I mean, it's that's the whole thing. The relative of more money you spend, you don't necessarily get that much more. But it's like little bling things, like when you look at a D41 or D45 with all the stuff around, all the inlays. It's all the extra work that goes into it. It's all the herringbone inlays. It's all the bling on the back. It's all the inlays in the neck, and it's all the little things that somebody has to do. And it takes time.
And you know, there's a lot of guitar companies out there that are so consistent in their builds that you pick up 4 or 5 in a shop and they're all the same. I remember when I got my D28, I played, and this isn't anything against Martin. This is like, if anything, I like that they're all kind of different, and you've got to find the one that suits you. And I played 3 D28s, and one of them just had this much more volume and just overall oomph than the 2 other ones. And the other ones were still great, but it wasn't until I tried this specific one that was like, huh.
But see, that might be you, because somebody else might walk into the shop and pick up the same guitar and go, oh, that's not for me. I like the other one.
Exactly.
This is the whole cool thing about it. I mean, you know, some people use a lot of machinery and stuff to do that. I mean, Martin, you know, to be fair to them, they do use machines to do different things. I mean, you cannot make that many guitars. I mean, it's still a small factory with 500 people or something, and it's just one. It's not like a huge thing where there's thousands and thousands of workers clocking in and out all day. That's not what it is. I mean, they've got a museum over there which I still haven't been to. I would love to go and see it, where they got the old, like, original D45 back from. They're worth like $500,000 or something.
Is that in Pennsylvania?
The same place.
Same place in Nazareth.
Same place. They literally started the same place, and then they had a little fat thing where they were making in a house. They were making guitars, a couple of people, and then they moved it to a bigger place where they've literally been since then and just sort of built on. But it's not huge or anything. I would really love to go and see it. I mean, just this.
Well, man, what do you say?
Anyway, I love them. Streetmaster from Martin's. Streetmasters.
Lovely guitars. Check them out.
Link below. Yeah, they're good. You like them?
I really like them, actually.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? It's good. Which one would you pick?
Well, I'm always a Dreadnought guy, so I would have to pick the Dreadnought.
But you've got a Dreadnought already.
Okay, then.
Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for watching Acoustic Paradiso on Andertons TV. See you later. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's good.
Sweet.
Thank you for watching Acoustic Parody Song on Andertons TV. See you later.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching the Andertons Guitar YouTube channel. If you're a drummer or a keyboard player or interested in music technology, you might find one of our other channels interesting, and I'll put details of those in the description below. If you want to find out more about the products we've just featured, please click here. If you'd like to buy a t-shirt like this, please click here. If you want to watch another video on our guitar channel, click down here. And to subscribe to our guitar channel, click here. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.